Greetings. Welcome straight to the point. I won't waste much of your time. I just want to discuss a few developing stories that have been happening in our country. Yes, I have been offline, taking time off, and also waiting for the dust to settle on the lot of things that have been happening in the country. Welcome, Justin. Hi, Betha. Good to see you. So I'll get started right away. I have like 10 points that I want to discuss today. And the first point that I want to discuss today is the conduct of Zambia police. Yes. I want to state here that police officers are civil servants and they must behave professionally, and that all police officers must present an ID. Police officers must present an ID, an identification for what their name is and what their rank is. I am saying this because in the past few days, considering what has been happening in the country, we have seen police officers who are out in public interrogating suspects and are not providing identification. I would like to state here that failure to produce identification of a police officer is actually a criminal conduct. There is no way a police officer, whether it's a secret agent, CID, whatever rank, every civil servant must present an ID. Yes, here in the United States, actually, police officers wear body cameras and a name tag to capture everything that is happening at this, wherever they are. The second thing that I want to talk about is the presentation of some people. We don't know who they claim to be, but we saw at the weekend a number of hooligans brandishing machetes, and a machete is considered a deadly weapon. And we saw that these hooligans or suspects were brandishing machetes in front of police officers. Now, this is unacceptable. This is unacceptable conduct where we are seeing hooligans brandishing a machete. A machete is a very deadly weapon. So where we are, our country's law, the rule of law in Zambia has broken down to where hooligans are brandishing machete napongani machete next to police officers, and police officers are doing nothing. Now, in a normal operations or in a normal country, anyone who is brandishing a deadly weapon, the police orders them to drop that weapon. They give them 3 warnings. By 3rd warning, if they don't drop their weapon, they can actually taser them or shoot them. So we're here to say we are not going to accept this breakdown of rule of law where the police officers are standing next to hooligans who are holding machetes and they are doing nothing. This is unacceptable, and I appeal to the Police Inspector General to do their job, the Minister of Home Affairs to do their job to ensure rule of law in Zambia. Number 3, I want to comment on the issue of our honorable member of Petauke, Honorable JJ Banda, who wrote a suicide note. Now, I want to state here that if someone writes a suicide note, they do not disappear and then to reappear alive. Usually, when someone writes a suicide note, you find the body next to that note. Or if someone writes a suicide note, their body is discovered somewhere else. So we are here to say that this whole situation of JJ's disappearance, claiming that he went to court to commit suicide, and then all of a sudden he reappears. That is a very suspicious conduct. And we are here to say that the Zambia police should do their due diligence to investigate this matter of who abducted Honorable JJ Banda. I also want to say that disappearance of human beings causes anxiety and stress. All of us, we were worried. When Honorable Banda disappeared, we were all worried, and we all came online to pass our sentiments. We were emotional, we were angry, we were anxious, we were stressed. Now, I want to state here that the Zambia police should exercise lenience in charging anyone who made their comments on this abduction of Honorable JJ Banda. Yes. So I would like to appeal to Zambia police to say they should drop the charges for all the people who in their plea, who in their anger, in their stress, said something to to incriminate themselves, that they should be pardoned or disciplined, or they should just be given a warning. It is not fair for Zambia police to charge people who made comments or statements when JJ disappeared out of anger, stress, or anxiety. Yes. So we are asking that the Zambia police exercise lenience and drop the charges of they have slapped on all those people who said things which incriminated themselves. I also said sentences. I was also angry and I spoke. I did 2 live videos when Honorable JJ Banda was abducted. But unfortunately for some people, whatever they said has incriminated them and they are facing charges. So we are just appealing for the Zambia police to exercise lenience and drop those charges. Point number 5 that I want to discuss. And the point number 5 that I want to discuss is that Honorable JJ Banda has been charged with the crimes from 2016. I cannot say much about that, the charges that he has been slapped from 2016, but all I can say is that let this be a warning to all of you who are in power now and committing crimes. Imilandu tashibola, imilandu shika mikonka. In other words, I'm asking for UPND government and all officers who have been appointed by UPND to operate within the Constitution and the confines of the law. Otherwise, this slapping of JJ Banda of charges from 2026, this is a proof that even you, whatever you are doing against the law will come after you. It might be 10 years from now, 20 years from now, you will face those charges. The next point I want to talk about is the escalating violence in the country, perpetuated by the ruling party. So we are here to condemn the escalating violence that is perpetuated by the ruling party. And we have seen that the ruling party has also come out to disassociate themselves from the violence, that those are not their cadres. Well, if they are not their cadres, why are they not being arrested? Why is Zambia police not acting to arrest people who are being lawless? People who are waving pangas, standing on top of a bus, as this Zambia is a banana republic. It is shameful. You know, it is a very shameful what is happening under the governance of UPND, because UPND came on a promise to change things, but it has turned out that UPND is now a government of tit for tat. I want to remind the UPND government to say, in Zambia, there are 20 million people. And out of the 20 million people, only less than 2 million are PF. The ones who voted for PF, they are less than 2 million. So I want to ask the UPND government, so 18 million are going to suffer because of 2 million people? Is it right that 18 million Zambians suffer because of 2 million PF? It's not fair. Which brings me to the point of the police denying a permit for the rally for the New Heritage Party. Again, I'm asking by UPND, why? Because UPND and PF mwalikwatama beef. So should the whole country suffer because of the problems that are between the two of you? Why should the Zambia police, under the command of UPND government, refuse other political parties to hold a rally? Why? This is a violation of human rights, and it will be you people who are enforcing these laws. You will be held accountable when the time comes. Yes. So that's my point number 6. I am just saying, when you don't, all these laws you are breaking, you will be held accountable. You are charging JJ Banda from the crimes of 2016. Even you, if you can charge JJ Banda for the crimes of 2016, even you, the crimes that you are committing now, when the time comes, the people who will be there will charge you. So I am just asking all of you who have the power to make decisions to follow the Constitution and observe the rule of law. Because whatever criminality you are doing now will catch up with you. It's just a matter of time. Point number 7. I want to talk about the torture of the former First Lady, Madam Esther Lungu. Now, this thing of torturing Madam Esther Lungu is really breaking my heart. And I come here to say, UPND, New Dawn government, you are setting a bad precedent. The torture of Madam Esther Lungu is setting a bad precedent because there will be other incoming and outgoing first ladies, and they are going to be subjected to the same treatment that you are subjecting Madam Esther Lungu. So I'm just appealing to Zambia Police, DEC, even the lawmakers, the members of parliament, to put in a law to protect first ladies. First ladies must enjoy immunity just like their husbands. Former Republican President, Mr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu, enjoys immunity. So why can that same immunity apply to the wife? This is something very critical because for me, it pains my heart. It's very disturbing to watch Madam Esther Lungu be tormented in court for the gifts she received from her husband. I think this is unfair to the former First Lady, and it is setting a bad precedent to all First Ladies that will come and go. I just want to say, our dear President, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, if you love your wife, protect your wife. And by protecting your wife, I mean protecting Madam Esther Lungu, because Madam Esther Lungu is not different from your wife Mutinta, because this is setting a bad precedent, and we just want to ensure that our first ladies are protected, you know. why should the First Lady pay the price of what her husband committed? Why should you victimize someone for receiving a gift from her husband, who was the president? So I am just asking the lawmakers if you can extend the immunity from former presidents to former first ladies as well. That is all I'm asking. We are pleading because it's not nice waking up every day to see Madam Esther Lungu going to court every day. And these cases, they can easily judge on it, but it's like torture. They are extending the court. How long? Every day, every week, Madam Esther is in court. It is unfair and it is not right. I think the president mentioned something about expediting court procedures so that victims or suspects do not spend years and years going to court. It is torture. It takes a toll on the family, and it is not. It's un-Zambian. It's just like it's a torture. It's a torture of an individual, and we condemn it wholeheartedly. So my point number 8, again, we talk about the police brutality, you know, the whole drama that is happening in the police force leaves much to be desired. Zambia has been a beacon of peace throughout its 60 years of independence. And going to 60 years of independence, personally, I expected UPND to be a better government as they promised. But looking at what is happening, you know, we are on the world map. Member of Parliament abducted, First Lady arrested and charged. This is not nice. This is not nice. We have bigger problems on our hands. There is a hunger crisis. We have like 5 million who are at risk of hunger. You know, the dollar is gone haywire. You know, everything is gone wrong in the country. So I think the weaponizing of Zambia police is very, very disappointing. The escalating outburst of tribalism is very, very disappointing. The violence that has come from UPND as a tit for tat is also disappointing. All we want to do is ask the President of the Republic of Zambia, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema. He has the key to all these problems we are facing. One word from the President can end tribalism. One word from the President can end political violence, can contain the cadres. One word from the President can allow political parties to campaign freely. Zambia is a democracy. We are not going back to one-party state. So as much as, you know, the Zambia police, they are stopping all kinds of rallies, I would urge all opposition to use the social media space. I know the social media space is being censored, but let us try to use TikTok, and also let us share in our WhatsApp groups and the Facebook groups. They can't censor those. But when you go live, they will censor. For example, this page here is censored. It is blocked. That's why the viewership is very low. But we'll continue talking and continue sharing the message that we are sharing here. Because Zambia is a democracy and we want a better country for ourselves. And UPND will not be the party to take us into the dark ages. And lastly, before I close, I'm here asking humbly the UPND and the PF to bury their hatchet. Sit on a round table meeting, talk about your differences, bury them and focus on the problems of the country. Perpetuating this hatred, tit for tat, ruling, when all of you by PF and by UPND, you are less than 5 million. We have 15 million Zambians who are not PF or UPND. But your focus by UPND is revenging with by PF. So how can you win an election if you are not focusing on delivering your promises, but instead by UPND, you are focusing on revenging? Tit for tat government. It must go. It is time for UPND to call roundtable meetings and have pleasant discussion, positive discussion with the opposition. Instead of trying to destroy the opposition by arresting all of them, it won't end well. Even if you arrest all of the opposition, you arrest all of us. I am currently a president for New Era Democratic Party. I am a founder and president for New Era Democratic Party. So even if you arrest all of us, it won't bring the price of mini-meal down. It won't bring the dollar rate down. It won't end the drought crisis. It won't end the hunger crisis. It won't end the healthcare crisis. It won't fix our bad roads and every problem that we are facing in the country. So we are here to say, by UPND and by PF, it's time for you to mend your fences and involve all stakeholders. All opposition must be called to the meeting. And let's have a positive meeting with a positive vibe. And the focus should be on how can we improve the lives of the people. Yes. So I end here. This is all I wanted to say. I just wish UPND government can do a 180-degree turn and go back to their 10-point plan, which they promised Zambians, not this which is happening in the country. We did not vote for this. We do not want it and will never support it. Otherwise, my last appeal is to all members of opposition to come together as one and remove this New Dawn government because they don't want to work with us. We are all stakeholders. All the opposition must work together. And the goal is to improve the life of Zambians. It's not to improve the life of anyone. Right now, despite all the squabbles, no one's life is improved. If you go to Southern Province, there is a drought there. Western Province, there are problems there. Northwestern Province, there are problems there. No one's life is improving. Despite all the insults, you are insulting ECL, beating up people, violence, intimidation, arrest of opposition. No one has a better quality of life. But instead, Zambians' quality of life is deteriorating. We need to go back to the drawing board and refocus why we are in government by UPND. I'll be praying for you, UPND leaders, so that God can touch your heart and that as you wake up tomorrow, maybe you can change and focus on a collaborative teamwork with the opposition. Opposition are not your enemies. I campaigned for you by New Dawn. But I have left you and founded my own party. Why? Because after how many years of talking to you, you don't listen to anyone. So if you don't listen to people who are complaining, then why are you governing a nation? What is the purpose of you to govern Zambia? If you are not making Zambians' life better, you don't want to work with anyone. Everything is deteriorating. Why? Why are you in government? We have talked enough. That's why I am here to talk less now, because I have talked enough. And UPND need to change before it's too late. Yes, they need to change. Arresting opposition is a big dent on the democracy. And all of you, the judiciary, who are making these arrests, the police officers, some of these arrests are unfair and unjust. You too will be charged for making unfair and unjust arrests. Your time is coming. And also, I want to appeal people, workers, ministers in this new Dawn government. It is time for you to start resigning if you don't agree with the policies of the leadership. Because if a boat is sinking, you have to jump out of the boat. Otherwise, you sink with it. So, I am appealing to some of you ministers and officials in this new Dawn government to start resigning if you don't agree with the policies of the leadership of the new Dawn government. Because things are getting from bad to worse. Otherwise, I end here. May God bless you all, and may God bless Zambia. And we won't stop talking. We'll be here. We'll be talking. Everybody be security conscious and be politically correct in everything that you're saying. Because they are just looking for you to say one thing and incriminate you and slap charges on you and put you in the slammer, which is really, really unfortunate. Thank you so much. God bless.